Oh, it's getting cold down in the garage. I had to dig out the woolly hat. Not looking forward to filming over the winter, and spring's a long way off, but we've got a lot to do. And in the previous video, I talked about doing slightly more accessible, sort of beginner-friendly illustrations again. And this video is going to be all about that. I'm going to use this photograph here of the Capri wheel, which I showed you in the previous video. If you've not seen that video, I'll leave a link in the description. You can check that out later. And I'm going to leave a link to this photograph as well, so you can download that and play along at home if you want. Now, I've had a bit of a tickly cough over the last week or so. It's made filming virtually impossible in one take. Just trying to cough again. So what I've done is go ahead and I've actually pretty much finished the drawing, and this video is going to be a breakdown of that. So a bit of a different way of how I normally do it. I'm also thinking about the coming months. I'm going to be looking at maybe doing viewers' cars again. I did it, 18 months ago, 2 years ago. And I think I'm probably in a better position to do that again now. So if you want me to have a crack at doing your vehicle as a vector, just leave a comment and we'll have a chat, and maybe depends how many people get in touch, but I should be able to sort something out for you. So for this video, Capri wheel, nice and simple, should do it in an hour and a half, 2 hours, and not the video, the drawing. Let's see where this takes us. So here's the image open in Affinity Designer. Let me show you how far I've got with it so far. I'll just turn on the whole drawing. I'll turn it on and off and you can see the difference. I managed to stay quite faithful to the photograph, but without adding too many colours and too much detail, just to keep it nice and quick. So I spent about 90 minutes on the initial drawing, and then about 30 minutes just touching up bits and pieces. So let me just turn off all this. And the grouping on this one, I'm really pleased with the grouping, because kept it sensible and it all makes sense. I can find everything, it's really good. So we start with the wheel lip and dish, although it's just the entirety of the wheel. So let me show you how I did that. Let's just turn that off. And we'll start from scratch with some different colours. So into the shape tool, it's already on ellipse, and just sort of roughly start where the apex of the ellipse is, the long axis, and then we can choose a different colour. Just make it a bit nearer. It doesn't have to be. You got shadow area, and you got highlights. So I was just gone for like a mid colour, like an average grey, and then I just move this around until it kind of covers up what we want. And once you're happy with the alignment of that ellipse, and you need to create the next section of the wheel, you want to maintain that ellipse throughout. So the best way of doing that is to duplicate that shape, and it saves you having to try to manually line it all up again. So make sure you're on the move tool and you've got the object that you want to duplicate selected. Hit the command button, hit the top arrow and this one on the right, and then every time you touch and move this object, you'll duplicate it. And make sure once you finish duplicating whatever you need to do, turn these off, or else you'll just keep duplicating every time you touch the object. So let's just go back in here and turn off that original one so I can see what's behind it. And then we're just going to actually just drop the opacity on that so I can see through it. I want to line that up with that one. Let's just shrink that down. That's a pretty close follow there. So I'm going to put the opacity back up. It's the wrong colour. We need a darker grey. Let's go for slightly darker mid-grey. That's it. And then we're going to just turn that back on. So we've got an excess here. We need to get rid of this edge. So we're going to use the shape builder tool for that one. So the custom shape tool is really useful, incredibly powerful, and once you get used to it, you'll use it all the time. So to make the best use of it here, I need to make a custom shape to eliminate the edge of this ellipse that we don't need. So let's just turn that back one off and then drop the opacity down so I can see through what I'm doing. Pick up the pen tool, and then we're just going to create a custom edge that goes all the way around, encompassing the bit that we don't want. Let's join that back up. Pick up the node tool and then just match that edge to the rim. And that'll do for us for this one. Let's turn that opacity back up. And we'll go over to the custom shape tool, which highlights that shape slightly differently. I'm going to use 2 fingers and pick up the ellipse underneath. And then I'm just going to draw a line through the bit I don't want, which is those 2. And then just hit the subtract button. And that eliminates that. Turn the ellipse back on underneath. And that's starting to look like a wheel. So just a quick recap, we've started on the shape tool to draw the ellipses, then I showed you how to duplicate them to maintain the axis, save you having to align it, and then we moved on to the shape builder tool. I keep calling it the custom shape tool. It's just because it's so cold down here. I'm losing my cognitive ability. So all that's left now is to use the pen tool to make selections around the drawing. But what we'll say is try and work on one area at a time with one colour at a time. So like pick a colour for the reflections and then just go around the whole drawing and do all the reflections. And you'll end up with loads of layers and we can group them together and then move on to the next one, choose a different colour, different area. And then you'll find you'll fly through the drawing quicker and you won't end up with like loads and loads of different colours. So here's a good example. Just gone back into the layer stack onto wheel highlights. So I'll just flick that on and off. You'll see I've just chosen one colour and just work my way around the wheel. So let's just add another one just for demonstration's sake. Let's just add in. So I'm just going to tap on, make some quick selections. Don't worry about the curves. And then go to the node tool. And then just start rounding things up and moving things around until you feel that it looks about right. And a bit of a mess there. Let's just get rid of those. Something like that. And then I need to use that same colour again. So tap on the colour palette, pick up the colour dropper, drop it onto the bit that you've already done, and that's it. So let's just make sure it's not put it into the wheel highlights. So turn that group on and off. It's outside, so just long press on it and bring it into the group. And that's fixed that. So assuming that this wasn't grouped together, what we do is with all our, this is why it's important if you do it all in one go and you keep adding new curves, new layers, they'll at least all be together, which makes it a bit easier. So the top one selected, come down to the bottom one, use 2 fingers and tap on that, and that will select the whole lot. Then we can go up here into group. I won't do it because it's already grouped. I'll make a subgroup, but tap on the group, it'll bring them all together. And then that's it. You just move on to the next one and work your way around the drawing until it looks something like that. And then just to finish off, I grouped all the groups into one complete drawing group. So I can turn the whole lot on and off in one hit. So if you can master these tools, you will be making your own vector artwork in no time at all, which I would actually like to see. If anybody's made anything, especially car related, leave a link to it in the comments and we'll check it out. Don't forget, if you want me to have a look at making some vector artwork of your cars, do get in touch and we'll have a chat and maybe see what we can do with that. And if you watched the video this far, then clearly you're an amazing person. And I'm sure you've already, I don't need to ask, because you've already liked and subscribed, right? So if you haven't, please consider, especially if you found the video useful. I am going to call it a day. I'm going to go get a cup of coffee and get warmed up. Thanks for watching. See you again.